We back.
So when I first moved to Miami, I remember being so amazed that these girls were making so much money off of supplement deals and like the stuff they advertise on Instagram, whether it be like beauty products or clothing. And I was like, wow, like how are they getting paid this much? And they would be posting their lifestyle, like, like soft life, whatever. And I was like, oh, good for them. Like, I'm not a hater. So I was like, oh, that's dope. And my family's from Miami, a lot of them, but they're from like Miami, not like Brickell downtown. So I obviously knew there were a lot of sugar babies already in Miami and that kind of thing. But I remember when I found out, after being like a little more integrated into the Brickell downtown Miami crowd, like a lot of these girls are actually escorts. And that's how they're paying for these apartments and cars and jewelry. It's not off of supplement deals. It's not off of OxyShred.
All right, gang. Sounds like she's a fucking idiot. Uh, you don't have to be in that mix to know what's going on, man. It's just life, right? That shit happens in every profession, in damn near every major city in the country, right? I'll tell y'all a little story. So, uh, y'all know I work in cybersecurity, right? So, I remember when I got out of the SOC right after about spending 2 years. This is the lower level position in security. I moved into an engineer role, and then I ended up being invited to a cybersecurity conference. And this conference is pretty much it's like any other like con or whatever, man. They have like the little vendor booths and all that shit. All the big wigs are there. Amazon, fucking Splunk, AW. No, I already said Amazon. Google, Microsoft, uh, fucking CrowdStrike, Sentinel. All these different security vendors, right? And I went to it, and the purpose of these types of events is to network, right? If you're, say, for instance, like an executive or CEO of a company, then it would do you justice to just get around other CEOs. See what's going on in the field, seeing what people are trending, see what people are trending toward next, or what people believe will happen with AI and how it can be used to better automating your company. It's just shit like that. So uh, they hold these conferences for that reason. Now, when I'm in the conference, it didn't dawn on me until after I had my first, well, not my first, but like my first conversation with one of the vendors, right? So I'm networking around, and then I get to this one vendor. I'm not gonna say their names, but yeah, I ended up talking to them about their product they're offering, and they had this fine ass chick, man. Boy, she was bad. They had this fine ass chick uh sitting at the side of the booth. So I looked at her name tag, and it said that she was she's like some kind of vulnerability engineer, some shit like that. Uh so I'm like, all right, cool. Well, she must know a little bit about our field and shit that goes on from the day to day. So I ended up finishing talking with the guy, and I ended up started talking with her. So as we are talking, it was almost as if the conversation had drifted off because I'm actually talking about shit that I'm seeing in the day to day life. And I could just tell, like, she was giving me that look like, what the fuck is he talking? Like, she did not know any of the terms that I was mentioning or anything that I was referring to. And it was almost as if I was speaking to her in another fucking language, right? And I kind of caught on like after about a minute or two. And I ended up finishing the conversation. And I stopped after that. And I just sort of like looked around and peeped the scenery of where I was, right? And one thing that I noticed is that there weren't too many young guys here, right? I was young, and then one of my guys that was with me, he was an up and coming engineer, and then there may have been like maybe three more people out of everybody that was there that were probably under the age of 30, and everybody else was like in their 50s and 60s, man. And all of the women though were young for the most part. All of them were young as hell and fine, right? All of them wearing fucking tights or some kind of workout pants, and just promote, there for their brand. And that's when my street instinct kicked in. I'm like, oh, I know what this shit is. This is pimping. So what I was seeing was the women that work for these companies, right? They get these titles, they get you know, these jobs and contracts, and they may be making great money, but you know, typically they're there for networking, right? Networking with other companies, right? Other company CEOs and executives and things like that. I was just a low level engineer at the time, so of course they weren't really trying to show me much love. I mean they were cordial and stuff like that, but uh like they were like waiting on hand and foot for these executives. I mean, like just bringing them shit, fruit, goddamn. When I saw like the massage, the shoulder massage and shit like it, I was like, the fuck kind of chick is doing that shit to her boss? You know, um, and when I started going to like some of the events, so they would have like these rooms where hackers would be in it talking about the latest, greatest hacks and breaches and shit that they do, and uh, just talking about how they're using AI to enhance penetration testing and all this kind of shit. So I'll go to these events because, of course, this is my passion. I love doing what I do, so I want to see the latest and greatest and people that are actually doing this stuff as well. So go in these rooms again. It's nothing but older guys around the hottest bitches. And it's like, okay, I'm a little bit out of my way here. I haven't made it up yet to that level yet. So I got offered to go to like a few after events, which is like, dinners and shit like that. But I'm not trying to do anything on behalf of the company that I'm working for, nor am I like just, I don't know. It just seemed like I was too young for the event. So I decided to not go. But yeah, like I mean, like I said, you already know what that type of environment is, and it happens in every profession. So wherever the money is, the bitches attract money. The men like the bitches. So that's how it goes, man. So yeah, it sucks that it took you that long to realize that shit, but that's life. It happens in every major city.
I remember being so amazed. Like I could not wrap my head around it. And so for all the
It's like what's hard for you to understand? Like I mean, just think about it, bitch. Like what's that shit called? They don't give a fuck about no goddamn hydroxycut or no fucking Herbalife, bitch. They want to know how good you can suck a dick, right? Like, you're not going to bring a company $5 million by being a fucking ambassador of their brand. They showing you fucking take pills on your IG and, work out with some fucking tights on. Everybody's doing that shit, right? So it makes no sense for you to think that you're just going to be that valuable to a brand, right? How you can show your value is by popping some ass every once in a while and then taking some D. Pushing some P a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, it's a very common practice in today's corporate landscape.
girls that like are watching YouTube and TikTok and being like, oh, like I'm gonna move to Miami and I'm gonna be a fitness influencer, blah blah blah. You can make a lot of money off of social media.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If they already going in they city for free, why not come down here and freak on these old ass dudes and get paid? get rich. If you want the types of cars and planes and bags and clothes and all of those shit, you know that shit's not gonna come for free. You're gonna have to be compromised, and you're gonna have to do some shit that you don't like or you normally wouldn't do with some guys that you probably don't find attractive at all. But hey, how bad do you want that bag? How bad do you want that plane ride? How bad do you want that whip?
But what you're seeing online is not quite the reality for a lot of things. So I just want to de-influence young.
I mean, to be honest, it is the reality. It's the exact reality, right? It's just that you're too goddamn stupid to realize the reality. You're still living in the matrix, when the real world is right in your face, right? Like, bruh, any person with common sense knows that the high price items, right? These high priced cars and clothes and jewelry and all of those shit, that shit comes from money, and money is not easy to make, right? So that being said, money is just not given away to anybody because you look cute, bitch. Everybody looks cute, right? The difference is the bitch that looks cute and has morals is probably gonna not get that shit. But the bitch that looks cute and she's willing to compromise herself and do whatever it fucking takes, i.e. the Cassies of the world, right? To get the said items, hey man, that's what you see on IG. If you're willing to compromise yourself like that, you can get that shit too, man.
Girls who maybe want to move to Miami and think that like it's like that. It's not. You can have a great life here, but what a lot of these other older girls are selling you is not quite the truth. So don't feel bad about having a regular job. Don't feel bad about going to college and having aspirations. Like, that's super important. Please keep your dreams and aspirations.
Shout out to her for ending that shit on a good note, man. She did tell y'all the truth. Hopefully she wasn't compromised yet by the peer pressure. But again, those old bitches, man, like, what's understood ain't gotta be explained, man. Like, like I said, money don't come easy. So, in order to be around that kind of money and that kind of lifestyle, man, shit gotta happen. Right? Like I said, you're not gonna bring a company an exponential amount of money, right? Just by rocking a brand on some tights or a crop top, or fucking, taking pills and fucking, jogging on Instagram. That shit ain't gonna bring no company $10 million, right? But they can justify giving you a good salary if you can suck a mean peen, you know what I'm saying? If you give cap and gown and let them graduate, they're gonna be willing to work with you. So yeah, man, it's just life, man. It's pimping. And, you just gotta decide whether you're ready to be the hoe or not. And until the next one, man, peace out.